This is start looking good. Go where? Huh?
Like
It's
if
there,
a
it's
15
there.
is- yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. If a 15 is relevant, then a 30 will be relevant, you know? It's kind of like the lower time frames is what we can avoid, right? So we don't really care about like 1 minute support and resistance. We don't care too much to mark 5 minutes as well. Although we use 5 minutes and stuff. We do watch it, but it's not part of our main markup.
All right, I learned something new today. I need to mark my 30s. Thank you.
To us. Yeah, we need this 5 minute candle to close below here. It will be valid. You can rely on the 30-minute reflip. Stops can go above that 5 minute structure. I guess that would be the shot on GG. 17 pip stop. It rejects here again, you just have to keep waiting. The hard thing is knowing GJ, and this is what you have to accept. But you're accepting this to prove that, not to prove, but to be safe that you're not going to get caught in a fake out. But you have to accept the fact there is, of course, probability for price just to fly through, right? Has a chance now. See.
That brings me to another question. We don't mark the 45, right?
No, no. See if it closes below. Looks like we'll get a break of this low. It makes sense. Be fun, bro. That's just unfortunate, man. Oh man, look how that. I mean, there's no chance you get into that, man. That's just shit, man. That's just shit. That's just shit, man. Look at that. What a great plan as well. No way you get into it. I mean, what a great push as well. Look at the plan. You see how we avoid all the drawdown, everything? No top wake. Fuck no top wake. There's nothing, bro. Just full troll. Yeah, full troll. That's what it did. I mean, no time to even press the button. I pressed the button down here if I was to press it. No time, no time. Just immediately open. Straight, nice, clean. Imagine that just gave you a nipple like that. All right, take a sell, break of low, boom. You get in break of low, easy. Come straight to now, break a watch zone. You can use this as watch because it's a watch. I don't trust GJ, but heck of a call. Nice to have a pending setup to catch that one. Or did you actually catch it on the pending? Be careful, no top wick. You get slipped. It's nice. It would have been too fast, man, for me. You had to have a pending? I think even with a pending, I had a pending. I was literally going to press the OK to enter it in, and it already dumped. But nice plan. Do I have to say, hey, awesome trader? Awesome if I can be in this, man. I mean, it's nice to see the plan. Wait for everything, avoid drawdown. My timing is definitely accurate, but was anyone fast enough to get that in? I mean, I don't have top wick on my. I mean, we don't really need to care too much about a top wick on a 5 minute. But it was too fast. I never trust you without top wick. I think you're fine on a 5 minute when you're basing it off 15 and 30, but it's just simply not enough time in this. Like the top wick would have given you time. This jumped down. Stock B right now, yeah, this level here is not bad. The problem is you don't have 1 minute structure yet, so you kind of need 1 minute structure because this can easily tap your entry and still continue down. So you could manage with something closing above here, lose maybe 1 or 2 pips, you know, because it's not going to be bad for the trade to test this like this. You see how it tested that? That would have stopped you at break even. That would have stopped you at break even, but it's okay for it to test it, you see? So that's what I mean. Magic key is not quick enough. Stop break even. Yeah, like I said, no 1 minute structure, need to give it some room. Now what you have is you have this high to manage here as well. So this high can give you some advantage to manage. You have an advantage point here. Anything breaking this high you can get out. Anything, personally, anything closing back inside this 1 minute range here is how I'd like to manage. If I was in, because I do expect reaction at key level, but we don't have a 1 minute lower high yet. So it doesn't mean the trade is now invalid. Doesn't mean the trade is invalid. So literally, you would hope now that this maybe comes back, retest this fully. I'd expect it to break this high, to be honest. Even if it doesn't, it just makes your life easier, but you can expect that to happen to break the high. Create that 1 minute resistance. Once the 1 minute resistance created, then you can look for that drive down. And if it fails, that's where you can get out break even and feel pretty confident about that break even, being like, okay, you gave it a chance and you're still being super safe at that spot. All right, so we'll watch the 1 minute to see how that pans out and discuss management. So you're basically giving yourself like a 2 pip buffer, 2.4 pip buffer here. You see that? To the point, right? Check that out. Look. Like I said, I expected to break the high, retest it fully, to the point. Look at that. Now you have the vantage point. So now you bring your stops and say, once this closes bearish, and again, I do expect it potentially again to retest here one more time. So again, now your stops can come above here because it really shouldn't need to break this high if it wants to continue down. Can you please explain why you didn't get in the trade earlier? Big push down, stop loss was too big. That's the main reason. Stop loss too big. Second reason, lack of 5 minute structure. You can see how smooth this trade is now without 5 minute structure. I'm basically reading the market candle by candle at the moment. And there you go. Now it broke the low. At this point, if it breaks the low to reverse, it's probably not going to play out. So now you're in a safe position, right? Sometimes it likes to grab liquidity from the low, start to make a higher low. This will close bullish. Next one, break the high. Trade's going to be invalid anyways. If not, it will be able to continue below now. Now with my accuracy, I'm wondering if I could have just entered on that top wick sell limit. But the question is that's like your management because it might push through as well. But then you could just close straight away, right? Lose 2 pips. Same thing. Higher low now come in, breaks the high, it's game over. You'd be out break even. And that's it. At least you gave it a chance, right? At least you gave it a chance. Gold bearish bias now, yeah, 2 minutes. That's interesting because we do have definitely some selling range here on gold, better than buying range. See on 1 hour what we're saying for sells. Nothing yet on 1 hour for sells. 30 minutes probably going to be below here. Let's see what this is on 30. I mean 15. It's a load of nothing. I guess selling here looks better. Yeah, B and GJ, yeah, would have been B.
Hey, Harry.
Come on.
I keep thinking, why was I not marking the 30s? There's a possibility, I think, that in the training videos where you go markup, you don't do the 30, you go straight from the 1 hour into the 15. Could that be true? Is that what it is? Maybe.
Let's check the 30.
Hmm.
30 is
Okay.
always. Most of the time, I will not mark a 30 if it's not a tradable range. So let's take this scenario. You see, I didn't mark this 30. You see, I originally marked it. Now I moved it down to the 15 because I'm not trading this range here of 10 pips. For me, it's not worth it. I don't see a trade here in 10 pips.
I see.
So I don't need to mark it, right?
Makes sense. Okay.
Yep, and that would you be out on GJ. So it makes me feel a little better though. Haven't missed out on much. If I was in, that would be extremely boring though. Interested US 30 sell? Based off what? 5 minutes set up 2? How about behavior / personality pairs we trade as a webinar? There's no definition towards that. Let me try to think. It's hard. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was asking you. Because that's the only way I'll see a sell right now. we expect a full bullish buy session, but price action looking bearish, and we expect daily candle to close bearish. What do we need to see in order to warrant flip intraday? Or do we not trade for the day, no buy setup? You look for break of second structure. Check out the counter trend trading video in WAP. It's going to explain that in depth. So you're basically looking for like a break of structure, right? You're looking for that structure to break to give you the confidence. If USD closes below 30, it's option. Otherwise, it's trading into it. We can trade into it if it closes perfectly because we'll have enough room, just about enough room. 20 points. So we can go break even there. What about Wakefield and GJ? It's a little bit tough because we tapped something. If this was nothing here we rejected from, it's okay. But in this case scenario, especially 30-minute looks like shit. 15-minute doesn't look confidence inducing. Overall, it looks bad. You know, it can still work out, but if you're trading in terms of what you call it, trying to find, you know, probabilities, it's going to be tough to replicate this Wakefield here, you know. Only time frame that looks good is the 1 hour. What did we tap though? We tapped 193 key level. That's why we had a rejection from there. That's why we had a rejection from there. Take it if you trust it. I ain't gonna stop you.
Harry, I have another question. Sorry for too many questions today. Just trying. I feel like I'm at the point of a certain breakthrough. So the LTAs are clean zones, and so far I've been trying to find completely clean zones. If there's any type of resistance, I mark them. I don't trade into them. But I noticed that for you, if there is some sort of resistance there, you treat it as a you know, a watch zone more so, and as a way to go break even. So maybe that's something that I should really pay more attention to. Like,
because you know, sometimes we're not going to be blessed every single day to get like a massive clean LTA. But if we follow bias, we follow structure, we're following trend, we're following everything in our favor, then check if I draw a trend now. This is what, higher highs and higher lows, right? What's happening here? We are breaking highs and respecting lows, breaking highs, respecting lows, right? You can see us breaking through everything.
yeah.
So that means that resistances and supports will be broken, right?
Okay. Okay.
They will be broken. So if you're trading from here to that, even though it's not your one-to-one, if we have a range on higher time frame and everything is bullish and our trading range is bullish, those small zones you can push through it, you know. It's not going to be a problem to try push through.
So as long as it's not like a daily or like a 4-hour that we're pushing
exactly,
through. Like the 15, the 30, what about 1 hour? Is that something that we can push
through? Depends on the type of support, you know, if it's like a full rejection zone. So let's say this type of support, very hard to push through this, right? Because it's a heavy support. But if it's something like this small, you know, like one of these, you see? One of these.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
When it's a big rejection like this, then it's hard, you know.
Wow, that's crazy. Thank you. That really opens up a lot of things for me right now. Thanks.
Good, good. Thanks, you have good questions. Yeah, they're valid questions. So I encourage people to ask questions, man. You see, well, I always ask. You guys have questions. You shouldn't feel bad to ask questions. Why I'm like to put on a Zoom. Bulls is bearish bias. It is bearish bias now. Yes. He's just playing games now. This 193 is holding strong. I bet a lot of people took sell break of this low here. And if you had 2 pip spread, GJ would be your B, would include the 2 pip spread? No, that would be your cost to trade GJ. Lose 2 pips every single time. You just set it to PE and there'll be a lot more times. So you put it right at your entry, but there'll be a lot more times. You wouldn't put it minus 2 pip spread. There'll be a lot more times where you get stopped up break even and no one else does. So you could put it minus 2, it will just be more expensive to trade. But you'll have to calculate and see after time, is it enough to cause you to be losing or cause you to give back profits? If it is enough, meaning you're taking way too many break evens, which I doubt, but it is going to be possible, then you'll start having to put it right at entry and accept that there will be trades that people get TP and you're going to be out break even. You know, it's just the way to manage it. But otherwise, it's going to be a cost to trade. When you have a 5-minute and 50-minute resistance like gold now, can we take the trade when 5-minute closes above? No, because you need a 50-minute confirmation. You have a 50-minute closing bearish, you have a 30-minute closing bearish. Only candle you have in your confirmation is a 1 hour, which is weak. So trying to trade off the 5 is going to be rough, especially without 5-minute structure, you know? But let's say you had the 15-minute candle closing like this, not above the resistance, and you're very certain on bias, you're very certain on the buys, then you can use the 5 with 5-minute structure to get in because you have a 15-minute candle confirmation. Yeah, this would be nice setup 2. This would be setup 2 plus a setup 5 on US 30. Right? I haven't tested these this much, so this would be the first time, but it is valid if we get below here. It would be setup 5. So basically a setup 1, but we created the range currently. So I have a moment after explanation. Good. Wanted to ask on indices, every key levels are like 500. They would actually be hundreds on something like US 30 would be 100. So 600, 700. So where's 700? Right here would be one, actually. But I don't think key levels are too important on indices. I haven't noticed key levels really matter. They don't. Big key levels matter, 41, 41, 500. But yeah, you could say 500 then. Yeah, you can say 500 then. It should be hundreds, every 100, but I don't see them matter much. Like, look, 800, nothing happened at 800. You know? Like, it's not as consistent as I see. I mean, look, 900 did work here. Look, 900 worked. So, yeah, every 100 ideally, but I wouldn't be too scared of it. Love the music? Yeah, we get Wednesday session vibes. Joe, this is your walkout song for the fight, you against Sil. It's walkout song. Walkout, you know, that's cool. Ready, ready. A link to the fight? I don't know. Joe, I think is chickening out. Would this be structure 2 or no being 15 structure? Which one? So look. This would be, this is 5 minute though time frame. This is a 5 minute time frame. So you want to see what's happening here, change of structure, not just take it break of low. You want this change of structure. So this makes it nice if this closes it. At 9 Bs since March, yeah, you take a lot more Bs than most. Probably because you're accounting for spread. So you have to probably allow it to be a little less. Let's see if this closes below. This would actually be valid. Would be a 15-minute close as well. I'll be interested to see how that works. How big would stops be? 40 points, 35 to here, but you can break even there if it breaks through. Close above, be boring. That's slightly below on my broker. Slightly below on my broker. What about for you guys? Slightly below. See where this low is down here. I'm slightly below. Yeah, even with the line. It's so minor though. But it would make sense break of this low here. I want to try it for experimentation purposes. Not experimentation, but I'm still working on low risk on DAX. Like this, you go break of 15 lows. What's the difference? 40 here, 30. I shouldn't need to break that high, right? Not worried about the 1 hour support. This one, which one? That one? No. Cross through multiple times with wicks, cross through again, no reaction. Totally fine now. 30-minute, look how many times we cross through here. No reaction, no reaction, no reaction, no reaction. Not worried. Take on paper? No, I'll actually take it. But I'm not trading full risk yet on US 30. Just till I gather more data. Especially on stuff like this that's not setup 1. I've practiced a lot of setup 1s on US 30. Why not enter after the red candle? Because it's not the 15-minute low. So it could come break the red candle, respect the 15-minute low, reverse, break the high. Right? We need to break like even this 15-minute candle, not even engulfing or covering even one bullish candle here. So you would be just trading internal range here of just one previous 15-minute candle. You'd be trading in here, mess yourself up. Low volume for now, yes, there is being low volume. And if this 5 close bullish, invalidates it. Cancel order, yeah. To invalidate it, then we just have to probably getting close to open as well. Probably have to wait for open. Yeah, with 1 minute to close, I'm gonna wait for the close anyways, because maybe we can get a 5-minute candle closing deeper anyways. We just wait for close. Last 20 seconds would be nice if this flip and close somewhere down here. Be same order. I mean, if it closes this week, this is still valid. I mean, never mind. Your city anthem? Nice. Oakland, CA? Yes, sir. All right, so we probably need another thing closing below 5 minutes before open at that point. It doesn't matter, no, Vivian, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change. The only time it affects probability is like the last 15 minutes of the 4 hour, I would say. The last 15 minutes of the 4 hour, you can see some probabilities lessen. Gold is moving whack today, man. Whack. Concentrate on US 30. Three minutes, we could try 5 minutes before the open, hold during the open. Was exciting. Make a poll up and down. I don't think you can make polls. Can we make polls? File, emoji, format. No. Screenshot. Would you be posting Sunday's webinar? It didn't record, man. It didn't record. Those only got it. And it was a US 30 backtesting session. Over an hour, bro. Over an hour of work. Good session as well. Informative. Didn't record. It's a one-of-one. US 30 secrets. Yes, it is. Yeah, if it closes like this, it's good. 5 minutes before open, you have runner. Risky 5 minutes before open, but scared money don't make no money. Hopefully it just doesn't reject the last 1 minute. 30-minute may close above key level in about 6 minutes, but there's not enough range to trade until next resistance. Just not tradable for gold, yes. Agree. Big good stop speed. I think you can get away with these stops, 30 points. 39, 33 maybe. See how it opens if you get top wick or not. Oh, last 6 seconds. See how it closes here. There's still room, there's still room. Good top wick will work. Let me try this. Here we go. Trying this myself. A little bit riskier. 5 minutes before the open. Run stops around 35. I won't do this fully yet. It's not experimented enough this. I do want to see how this works. Stops unbroken around 39 here. Five minutes, 3 minutes before open. Oh, we need to push and profit here. I waited a second earlier, I probably wouldn't have pressed the button yet till it reflips, break it slow. It looked like it flipped and broke. Too close to open, man. Too close to open. First real US 30 trade? Yeah, first time I ever take this on this setup on US 30. Haven't tried it yet. That's why I said I'm low risk on it. But still willing to give a shot. Still a valid trade, I see it. In terms of just I'm scared of open, you know. So hopefully I can get in profit before open. Do it for Harry. I don't know what to do. Hold during open or what? Probably not best idea taking this right before open. Kind of need to go straight in profit, but it's low risk. So I don't really mind, even if it slips me by a lot. I'm not losing much. You can go in profit hopefully before. Needs to re-break its own low. Let's see. Guys, I have my finger ready on the close button here with the open in 30 seconds here. Where's the 1-to-1 here? Let's see, finger on close button. Let's see, working out so far. Be ready. I have my stop loss even moved above the 1 minute candle high just in case I can't close in time. Got my fingers on close. Okay, got out. No! Got out of entry. It went down. I didn't hold it. I got scared. I got scared. I thought it was gonna flip up. I got out right at entry. Who's still held? You're okay now. Gonna come back to entry now. Does it tap support? Close to support. I closed just before. I think it was a good shot.
I was the same as you, Harry. I got scared.
I closed right at entry. I got a good execution as well. Happy with that, Pab. Oh, I forgot to move. I'm on P, by the way. It was good. I swear. I saw it go into profit on the open. It started to come back to my entry and I've just clicked.
Yeah, exactly the same as me, yeah.
I'm like, no, because I'm scared it would fly. It's still valid, but you know what US 30 is like. We have to play it safe. I mean, it's still valid, but I need to learn more information. We wouldn't do this on DAX. We wouldn't hold in the open on DAX. So it's not, I don't think it's responsible to do the same. It's still valid. But yeah. First time see you scared on a trade? Bro, the opens here are not fun. Have you seen US 30 opens? Some of them fly, bro. You find a candle up here. Like this, look. I really didn't want this to happen. At least we got good execution. Worst thing that, so what I did as well is as I said, I moved stop loss to 1 minute candle high. So at the time, the 1 minute candle high was just here, the current 1 hour candle high. And worst case scenario, I lose like 7 points. You caught 2 points? 2 points, let's go. Big profit. You see, what did I tell you? We took a trade. Yeah, of course, bro, we took a trade. It's on the screen. Got 8 points, 2 points for you. I got zero. I actually got at entry. I think it was a valid shot, though. I think it's a valid shot.
I got commission.
You got commission money. Hopefully none of you guys did anything silly and didn't manage or just hoped. Hope is not a strategy. Be careful on stuff.
It's an evidence of thing not seen.
Yeah, I mean, trading around open. You know, that's what I said, remember? Remember I said candle can end up here at the open? Look where we are, up here. That's why I was scared, man. Imagine it does. What I'm scared is I have fear that it does that and your stop loss is not triggered, man. Imagine. Worst feeling. I will take break even any day. It's a good shot. How much points did we see, though? We saw about 25 points. Not bad. If we could have had smaller stops here, I think we would have got a 1-to-1. But hey. Ain't gonna complain. Now it's the open. Does this happen? Stop loss not triggered even though it's placed? Yes, it can happen. Oh, damn. You got nice execution, huh? 0.00 exactly. Nice close, nice close. I'm minus $1 or $2. Setup 4 coming, possible. Even setup 2 is back down. Bias is bearish now, right? Previous daily is actually doji. So actually buys could come into play, but where would I look to buy? I think buys are hard right now. Buys are hard right now. How did gold do? Gold also doing the same push. Close the account. Back same bounce here. GJ boring as hell. Yeah, at least there's volume in USD. Makes it fun to trade. I think it's valid shot. Setup was valid. Just didn't give us the open volume. That happens even on DAX. I'm completely used to it. So we should continue pushing through. Continue pushing through. Seems valid to me.
Gila je.
The open decides to foul. What's a foul?
It's fuck around, find out.
If gold was to push all time at bearish buys, we look for buys, of course, man. Even second break of structure would be valid for buys. And start to look for buys again back above this highs here even. We can make it there. This chop is going to be too hard to buy into this chop here though. You know, but later on, if we make it into these highs with clean structure, because we've already had a pretty big push.
Oh my gosh.
I actually